as I'm giving the guy cash, he's sort of drifting off and not paying that much attention. And then he snaps to, and he says, I forgot we take cash. You're the first person today to give it to me. In a place that was just teeming with people, he actually said, like he was confused by the bills that I had in his face. I'm not even making that up. I don't know how I could have felt older.
Did he ask a group to come? Hey guys, this guy is cash.
It's like if I put,
There's a guy with cash over here.
Mike, he would have been less surprised if I had pulled a baby dinosaur out of my pocket.
I love cash. I mean,
that's a good T-shirt. Angel, get on it. I love cash.
Live from ESPN Studios in South Beach. It's the Dan Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Talking about?
You have a big smile on your face. You gave a thumbs up to Mike Ryan. You sat down in this chair 4 seconds ago.
Well, I wasn't sure if Izzy was coming in, so I didn't know whether I should sit in this.
Stugotz throwing some stones. He of the 2 minutes before the show variety.
Well, listen, I'm here, man. And I'm here every day. I didn't ask for any of this. But I'm here. And I'm always here. It might be at 9:59.
Except when you're not.
But I'm always here. Mike, when's the last day I've taken a day off? Lebatard's off today, by the way. He's at the dentist. I took one, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I did, man.
Didn't you just see the dead?
That was a holiday, though, right? Oh, yeah, the dead. Yeah, the dead shows. Yeah, I took 1 day off, right. But I could have taken 2 days off. What I did was I came here, did the Thursday show, flew to Mexico for the Thursday night concert, so I missed 1 day. I could have taken 2.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stu.
Thank you, Stu.
Thanks, Stu.
That's listen, a little appreciation around here once in a while.
I appreciate you,
I mean, I'm always here, is my point.
Right, yeah.
You know what the number one ability is, Stu, right?
What's that?
Availability.
Boom. Dan's not available today. Apparently, dentists are closed in the afternoon.
I thought that was kind of odd.
The dental appointment?
The idea that the whole day is gone because he has a dentist appointment.
In fairness to Dan, I will say it is hard to find time when you have a radio and TV show to do small things like go to the dentist and get a tooth extracted, which, that lasts a couple of days. That hurts. By the way, I got a tooth extracted one day, not too long ago, came to work the next day. Just like did it in the afternoon, and it came to work the next day. If that's resentment in my voice, I apologize.
In the time that I've known you, you have had about 8 root canals.
I know.
We can all agree the dentist is the worst of all the appointments, right?
Yes.
I don't even mind going and having the procedure done. I just mind being judged. I feel like as soon as I sit in that chair, I'm being judged by the dentist. How often do you floss? I don't know.
And these dental hygienists, like, oh, sorry, we don't all floss our teeth 14 times a day, all right? We can't all be perfect. So you're in this industry. Of course, your teeth look fine, all right? I'm normal, okay? I floss like a normal person.
I am glad we arrived here. Dan is off. He's at the dentist. Amin Elhassan sitting in today. The days leading up to the dentist is something I'd like to discuss with you guys. The days leading up to a dental appointment. Because I have one next week. I will not miss work for it, but I do have one next week. It is on, it's next Thursday, this Thursday, I guess. Do you do what I do in the days leading up to the dental appointment? Because you go once a year for a checkup, right?
Twice.
And what I do, twice a year?
I go twice.
Hold on a second. You guys go twice a year, Chris?
Yeah.
Lucky if I go once.
That's what's in your policy.
Yeah, every 6 months.
Yep, there you go.
Wait, you're going every 6 months?
Yeah, that's what's covered by insurance.
Well, a little checkup, little maintenance?
Stu, these guys are trying to do that thing. Oh, I'm great with my teeth. I floss all the time. I get my teeth cleaned all the time.
I don't floss.
I'm quite the charter builder, so I need to stay on top of it.
Flossing's hard, right?
It's not enjoyable.
No.
I never do it.
Not sure if I've been to the dentist
Hence a
since I had a
tartar
kid.
What?
She's 2.
Yeah, there are some of these people are out here, man. These people are out here. There are people out here that
No,
don't
but I have good
go to the
hygiene.
dentist for years.
I have good hygiene, like in terms of when I go, I never have cavities. Like my teeth, I think genetically, I just have good teeth in that way. Like they do tell me that like I do need to floss more. I do get the whole floss thing.
Yeah.
Right.
You do
But-
have decent teeth.
But my teeth, just genetically, because some people, my wife has terrible genetics
Right.
with teeth. She's always having to go for stuff.
But if you have fat fingers like I do, and Chris, I think I have sausage fingers. You have similar type fingers. I think it is hard to get in there. There haven't been many advancements in the flossing industry.
What are you talking
the
about?
water pick.
The water pick.
Yeah, it's,
You guys are.
Is the water pick that good?
oh, it's fantastic.
It's amazing.
Really?
It's so much easier than
You
flossing.
can do it like once a month and your teeth are fine. I'm feeling very vulnerable right now. Like they're going to start zooming in on my teeth. Like we're on TV and I'm talking about how little I go to the dentist. So I'm just
Right.
gonna shut
Well, if
up.
you're given that idea, they will do that.
Put it on the Ball at Batard show. Is flossing hard? Yes or no? Do you guys do what I do in the days leading up to the dentist? Well, I go once a year. I was unaware that you're supposed to go twice a year.
It's not that you're supposed to. It's that it's free. Part of the dental the coverage is 2 checkups a year, so you just take advantage of it.
It's not like you're getting a free car. It's free dental work. Okay, you're acting like, hey, it's free. Go, like it's an enjoyable experience. I mean,
I just don't like being judged. That's the only part I don't like. I don't mind the cleaning.
Right.
I'm like Chris. I don't have cavities or any other kind of weird stuff. I just
because you know they're judging you the second you sit down in that chair.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
Yes.
what makes me feel better is that there's a lot of people that like I feel like these people are so judgy, dentists and dental hygienists, that everyone that gets in that chair, they're looking at like you could floss more.
By the way, let's point something else out. A lot of these people have performance enhancers. You notice that? Like those aren't their teeth.
Yeah, there's a lot of fake teeth out there.
So, like, why are we listening to people who clearly weren't good enough to keep their own teeth?
The science on fake teeth has dramatically improved
Amazing.
over the decades.
Has it really?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
man. There's some great fake chompers out there.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Because they extracted a tooth from my mouth and I never replaced it. You're telling me I should? The advancements are that good where I
Saying
should?
people can get caps like on all their teeth and they're like ultra white and they look relatively natural nowadays.
Which tooth?
It's upper right. I think it was like a molar.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you
I
don't.
think that's right. The upper right teeth.
Yeah, upper right.
Molar.
I mean, molar.
Well,
I don't know
'cause
the
I-
exact tooth, but I mean,
Yeah. I think it's a
big
molar tooth.
gaping
considering
hole
that
in
I
my
can't see
mouth.
the one
Yeah,
that you're
yeah.
missing.
What's your favorite tool that they use at the dentist? I like the one where they the little suction thing where it's like close your mouth and then you close it. It's like
I hate that.
Hate that.
Never
everything's
I
works.
don't
fine.
like that.
No? It's better
Makes your
than the
mouth
drill.
dry.
I mean, come on.
I mean,
Both.
of all the dental
Right.
tools, I understand what you're saying. Perhaps
No.
that is the best one. It's not the scraper. The
it's
scraper,
the
the
worst.
drill is the absolute worst. The
Can't they get-
scraper.
They just need a drill that sounds different. Why in this day and age can't we have a drill that sounds nice? Like, why does it have to sound so terrible?
A drill
Stop
that does
zooming in on my face, camera people.
a drill that doesn't sound like a drill.
Chris, I'm pretty sure you have something in your teeth.
I know.
also.
I know I
hiding.
do. I
I'm
mean, if
hiding.
they're gonna focus in on my teeth, I know I have something stuck in my teeth.
But that suction device gets stuck on your tongue, so you're over here trying to move it around like.
Right, but
Inside of my cheek.
yeah, but
Yeah.
But to Chris's point, of all the dental tools,
It's a
that
good one.
probably is the most satisfying tool.
The sander. You ever had the sander? The sander's awesome.
That's
No.
bad. I don't
Oh,
like
I
the
love
sander.
it. I love it.
Oh.
Smooths it all out.
Yeah, you see the smoke coming out of your mouth when they use. Yeah.
But do you guys do the thing leading up to a dental appointment where I'm trying to make up for lost time and I am doing all the things they told me to do a year ago, but I'm doing them 1 week out and that's it.
You're over flossing.
I'm overcompensating.
Your mouth
yes.
is just pouring blood because you haven't taken a floss to it.
Mike, I am telling you, I have flossed 17 times a day. I mean, for the last couple of days, and I didn't get the water pick, but I did get the Philips Sonicare.
Oh, that's a
the
nice
electric toothbrush.
Yeah.
Yes, and it is. It's fantastic. It's great. But I am trying to get my teeth in perfect shape and perfect form headed into my dental appointment on Thursday.
The flossing on the week before you go to your dental appointment is like cleaning up your house before the housekeeper comes to clean it, right?
And just pushing stuff into corners.
But it doesn't work.
I don't know who I'm trying to impress here. Like,
It's all in the garage.
You can't make up for what you didn't do 51 weeks. You can't make up for it in 5 days. But I try anyway. Like I am going to be relentless for the next 5 days taking care of my teeth.
so when I was in college and my parents would visit, I would clean up so that when my parents would get there, I would say, "Oh, sorry, it's so messy. I haven't cleaned up in a while." And then it would look kind of acceptable as opposed to what it actually looked like before they got there. So I feel like that's what you're supposed to do when you go to the dentist. Have you flossed? I actually haven't flossed in a while. But then you're hoping that week of work kind of cleaned up most of the crap in there so they think, oh, no, at least he's trying.
So what should I say? When they ask me, do I floss, do I say every day?
No.
Because they'll be able to read right through that,
No,
right?
not every day, but you say kind of like every once in a while.
You just got to hit him with the standard, I have my good weeks, my bad weeks.
Wait, yesterday you were telling me, I said, Chris, dental appointments, do you do the thing that I do? And you said, what, cancel?
Exactly. That's what everyone does, right? You have a dentist appointment, and you at least cancel it once before you actually go, right?
You at least think about it.
Right.
There's no doubt.
Of course.
But you cancel every time?
Not every time,
I'm
but
telling you, I used to do that. You're younger than I, obviously. I'm 47. How old are you?
32.
Okay, this is how I arrived in this place. And same with Dan, by canceling dental appointments. So perhaps I shouldn't get on Dan for missing work today for a dental appointment because he is paying for all the dental appointments he canceled over the last 15 years. Keep those appointments, Chris.
Ghost of Christmas Pass over here.
Yep. Coming up next, I rip Major League Baseball.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Pick from a range of coverage options with the Name Your Price tool to find a price that works for you. Tune in tomorrow for college basketball action as Kansas battles Baylor. Coverage begins at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. And now your SportsCenter update. NFL owners accepted the negotiated terms of a new proposed collective bargaining agreement, sending the vote to players ahead of a potential agreement between the sides. One of the players, J.J. Watt, tweeted, quote, hard no on that proposed CBA.
Of course he did. I agree with him, by the way. But hard no is such the cliche thing for J.J. Watt to tweet out. Hard no.
Kyrie Irving will undergo season-ending arthroscopic surgery on his right shoulder. For all the latest headlines and information, tune in to SportsCenter on ESPN Radio all throughout the day.
It is Dan and Stu from the Clevelander in South Beach on ESPN Radio.
Get to today.
Sports.
Odell Beckham Jr. Oof, Mike might become a Jet. We will get to that. I will rip Major League Baseball. I might not do it here, but at some point, I know I teased it, and I'm not going to rip the person you think I'm going to rip. I'm going to rip everyone else. I stand with Rob Manfred.
Wow.
I do. Stanford. I do. But first, I want to get to the NBA because there's some news there. And Amin Elhassan covers the NBA for ESPN and really for this radio show. You feel like you cover it. It used to be Stan. Stan has left us, and now it's you. Which you were thrilled that Stan left, right? I mean, you were. You're the guy now.
A little bit, right? Like the backup quarterback and the starter gets hurt. You're like, oh, no. Oh, that's a shame.
But there's a lot to get to. And I want to talk about the CBA. Now, I don't want to talk about the CBA. I do want to talk about Wild Card Weekend and that proposed change because I love adding one additional playoff team and making Wild Card Weekend wild, making it different, okay? Just by adding an extra game. Plus, I'm going to crush Emmitt Smith. But there's a lot going on. I said there's a lot to get to today.
There's a lot going on right
Listen, I am feisty today, and I am going to take some people out. All right? That's what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to play golf in the afternoon. Hang out. Anyway, Kyrie Irving has shut it down for the season.
Yes.
The Nets, which I happen to think, now, I'm not a Kyrie fan, and we'll have a discussion about Kyrie and whether or not he belongs in the Basketball Hall of Fame. He'll probably get in because everyone gets into that Hall of Fame because it's not really a Hall of Fame. But they have shut him down for the remainder of the season, the Nets.
Right.
And I happen to agree with that decision if you kind of take this into consideration. Durant is not coming back this year. There was a small chance Durant was going to come back, right?
He made it clear from the very beginning he wasn't coming back this year.
And since he's not, the Nets have decided, hey, might as well shut down Kyrie, come back next year with a healthy Kyrie, the healthiest possible Kyrie Irving, and a healthy Kevin Durant. And I think for most people, just having those two guys healthy headed into next season would make them the favorites along with Milwaukee to come out of the East, right? So I happen to agree this is a smart move to shut down Kyrie Irving.
First of all, I'm very interested in the way you pronounce Kyrie.
Why?
You put the emphasis on the Kai
I do.
as opposed to the Re.
Yeah, I do.
You go Kyrie
Yeah.
as opposed to Kyrie, which I don't even know which one's right.
I'm not certain.
Either way,
Kyrie.
Kyrie or Kyrie?
I think it's Kyrie.
Kyrie?
Yeah.
Sounds like someone with a bad accent saying Jim Carrey. Jim Kyrie.
Well, Mike, how do you say it?
Kyrie.
You go Kyrie.
Yeah.
You don't go Kyrie?
I don't go Kyrie. Solid first year for this whole Nets thing, huh?
No, I mean, but here's the
Well,
thing.
Oh, it seems to be going well.
Was to be expected, right? With Durant out?
This was expected. I mean, do you even know if the Nets, with certainty, as presently constituted without Kevin Durant, are better with Kyrie Irving? Because we have enough sample size to say they were certainly better last year. And this season, some of their better runs this season have been when Kyrie hasn't been playing. So I have more question marks about the Brooklyn Nets than I did entering this season, which was already full of questions.
So there's two things. One is I don't think he played enough, consistently enough, for them to figure out lineups and figure out how they're going to play. Because when he's out, it's a lot easier for them to revert back to lineups that they did last year. Obviously, D'Angelo Russell's not there, but there's still a familiarity of, okay, we've done this before. When he is there, they still have to figure out how to incorporate him, how to make sure that he and Dinwiddie are playing well at the same time, because that's the big issue is whenever Kyrie plays, Dinwiddie, for whatever reason, doesn't seem to play well. And so I don't think they had enough time to figure it out. I won't put that on him and say, oh, they're clearly better without him than they are with him. But the other part of the equation is this surgery that he just had or that he's going to have that'll knock him out for the rest of the year. In December and early January, they're talking about should he do this. And if he didn't then, he would have been rehabbed and healthy and going into training camp and ready to go. This was a gap year anyway. Why would they prolong it and try and see if he can go or not, especially when you consider even if he were 100% healthy, how good is this Nets team?
Well, that's it. What's the best case scenario with Kyrie 100% healthy, playing all 82 games, and Kevin Durant not playing a single game? It would be something close to where they are right now.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit better, but knocked out in the first or second round of the playoffs.
But I mean,
Right.
basketball. Is it fair to say you have more questions now about the Brooklyn Nets than you did even entering this season?
No, because my whole thing that I've been praying for since June 20-something last year was I hope Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant play together because I just want to see the miserable twins be miserable together. I want to see them form a miserable Voltron, like just the big miserable team where everyone's unhappy because the world hates us and the media does this. These two guys lead the league in the complaining department, but imagine if they were together, so not only complaining about other things, but complaining about one another. So that's what I'm praying for. My thing is I need Kyrie Irving to be healthy for next year because I don't want him to be hurt like Durant is right now and away from the situation. I want to see their complaining powers come together.
But if they are healthy next year, I'd like to see that as well.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Right,
Oh,
but
it'd be a misery.
it would be, but on the court, it'd be pretty good, I imagine.
Would it?
Think?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I mean, guys, Kevin Durant, all the flack I've given Kevin Durant over the years, he still hasn't won an NBA championship in my personal record book. Kevin Durant is still one of the great talents we've ever seen, and if Kyrie Irving is your second best player, we've seen what could happen if he's your second best player. You win a title. I mean, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, to me, would be the favorites in the East if they're both healthy.
Kind of feels like the Thunder when they didn't have Harden anymore, just older and more injured.
And also not with no clear, consistent alpha in the way that Russell Westbrook was, right? He was the same way every single day. He came to work. You knew what to expect. These two guys come in. One day they're friendly.
Yeah.
One day they're happy. One day they're sad. One day they're angry. That roller coaster is hard enough to have one-star player, as we saw in Boston and Cleveland before that, when you have that one guy who's going through the roller coaster of emotions every day. Now add another guy. These are your two best players, and you're doing this every single day?
Right.
Oh, man.
Can I ask you another Kyrie question?
Please.
Why was he named vice president of the Players Union? That just seemed a little unexpected. I didn't know that Kyrie had these aspirations, that Kyrie was viewed as this kind of leader, and I also had no idea that he took over for Pau Gasol.
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah, Pau Gasol apparently was vice
I
president.
saw
News to me.
Pau on crutches at All-Star Weekend. It was such a sad sight, man. Just hobbling around. No, I got to do some digging and some reporting on the Kyrie VP thing because it blew my mind. The only thing I could think of is I remember like the player rep. Whenever each team has to choose one player rep, a lot of times teams will choose like a young guy or a guy who has nothing else going on in life because no one wants that responsibility because it's a lot of extra meetings and things like that. So part of me is like, did they pick him because nobody else really wanted to do it? Did they pick him because there are enough guys who believe that Kyrie sounds smart, so clearly he must be a smart guy? or did they pick it because in whatever scenario he presented himself, he sounded like a very smart candidate who knew what he was talking about?
They knew that he would have the time on his hands. It would be, right? Because he's never played basketball, all right? So he has time to address this and deal with this. And yes, he does sound very intelligent. He is very intelligent. His popularity is weird to me, Kyrie Irving. It's a weird kind of popularity where my nephew and kids his age, my nephew's a freshman in college, he's 18, they love Kyrie Irving.
Well, this show obviously just doesn't get Kyrie Irving, but Amin in the next segment can speak to Kyrie's popularity, especially with younger people.
This show ain't free. Time for some ads.
All right, guys, ZipRecruiter. Hiring can be a challenge, as Codeable co-founder Gretchen Hebner discovered. Gretchen needed to hire a game artist for her education tech company, so she went to ZipRecruiter.com, posted her job, and found the right person in less than 2 weeks. How? ZipRecruiter's technology finds people with the right experience and invites them to apply to your job. It's no wonder 4 to 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire, and right now, try ZipRecruiter for free at our web address, ZipRecruiter.com/Dan. That's ZipRecruiter.com/DAN.
Oye, this is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
I went into the lab. I wrote a song. I said, oh, the voice of an angel. She can sing this song for us. And I think it accomplished everything you wanted it to.
All right, let's see. We'll all find out together.
Time to talk basketball. Amin knows basketball. He'll teach you basketball. Expert in basketball.
2 minutes, get out of here.
Hey, UD.
What's good, my boy?
Mr. 305.
Yes, sir.
Wade County.
16 years later.
We done made history.
New rings on our fingers. Pockets getting fatter. We were getting greater.
I'm the son of a saint. Still considered a sinner.
I wish this wasn't real. ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Guests on the Dan Le Batard Show appear by the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Pennzoil synthetic motor oils are made from natural gas, so the next time you get an oil change, ask for Pennzoil. The proof is in the Pennzoil.
Amin Elhassan sitting in for Dan today. Dan is
And now your Sports Center update.
Oh, that's right.
That was a pregnant pause there.
You know what? I am mesmerized. I'm sorry. It was more than a pregnant pause. Okay, that was longer than 9 months. Okay. I am mesmerized by Chris Cotes' topics.
NFL owners accepted the negotiated terms of a new proposed collective bargaining agreement, sending the vote to players ahead of a potential agreement between the sides. One of the players, J.J. Watt, tweeted, "Hard no on that proposed CBA." Kyrie Irving will undergo season-ending arthroscopic surgery on his right shoulder. And finally, Nutella was invented during World War II when an Italian pastry maker mixed hazelnuts into chocolate to extend his chocolate ration.
They were kind of on the wrong side, too.
This Sports Center is brought to you by Bolt 24. It's advanced hydration for athletes off the field with antioxidant vitamins A and C, electrolytes from watermelon and sea salt, and no artificial flavors or sweeteners. Bolt 24, all-day hydration for all-day athletes. For the latest headlines and information, tune in to Sports Center on ESPN Radio all throughout the day.
Amin Elhassan in for Le Batard. Le Batard getting some dental work today. Chris, me and Amin have spent the entire commercial break laughing at your... Every day we send in some topics, right? A little peek behind the curtain here, okay? Just things we're interested in talking about. What's wrong with that, Mike? Why can't I discuss that on the radio? That's what radio shows do. Once in a while, we send some topics in, just things we're interested in talking about. No big deal.
People used to think that this was all off the fly.
It is off the fly, the whole thing. I mean, it is. We don't get to any of them.
We've had several conversations. Hey, let's not reveal that. So
Well, whatever it is, what it is. It's been revealed.
By you.
Sorry. Chris, I'm wondering, because there are 3 things here, and I'm just wondering what state of mind I know the state of mind you were in when you sent these to somebody.
You can't win. You can't lie. You can't tell the truth.
It's
You can't say
unbelievable.
anything.
I know.
He also can't listen.
I mean,
which is really the origins of all of this.
A big deal. So we, you know what? We sent in a couple of topics once in a while. Big deal.
It is odd how often Dan hears us talking about things.
By the microwave.
Right. I think they're on to that. It's always by the microwave.
Yeah,
He's always casually listening to conversations without actually hearing what's going on.
I like to imagine you guys by a water cooler, kind of like leaning.
No, it's a microwave.
Are you talking about my topics are pretty normal outside of how insane is it that there will never be another today? And that's true.
That's the one that got mean. I mean, that's the one. Well, and the one that got me was I'm having a major marital dilemma involving Jerry Seinfeld and Dwyane Wade.
I mean, who hasn't been there? We've all been there, right? I mean, which one do you want me to tackle
I heard
first?
Chris talking about this by the microwave. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, the dilemma with Dwyane Wade is I want to go to his game on Saturday night, but I was gifted for Christmas 2 Jerry Seinfeld tickets.
Ooh.
And before I realized they were on the same date, I had mentioned to my wife, hey, I want to go to this Wade final game. She's like, you can go. And then once I was like, oh, you know what? Jerry Seinfeld's that night. She hit me with, oh, you can go to Dwyane Wade. I'll find someone else to go to Jerry Seinfeld with. So I'm in this dilemma of, do I believe what my wife said and go to the Dwyane Wade game, or should I just be like, she's not telling me the truth. I need to go to Seinfeld.
It's a trap.
It is a trap. They're all traps.
There's also different
Testing
levels.
you, man.
There's different levels to this. It's complicated because those tickets were a gift from his parents.
Yes.
So if he blows that off, he's upsetting not just his wife, but his parents as well.
But my wife gave me the okay to do it. But the question is, was she being honest with me?
Well, before we get to the trap, there's another layer to that. It's not just his parents that gifted him. It's his coworker who's going to come on air and give him a hard time about blowing it off.
Right,
So
yeah.
There's layers to this decision.
As I've said around here behind the scenes that Dan's overheard us talking about is I'm going to end up going to Jerry Seinfeld because I'm a coward. But I've seen Seinfeld a bunch where this Wade jersey thing is never going to happen again.
Can we hit pause for a second?
Pause.
You and your wife were going to the Wade jersey retirement?
No.
Just you.
I don't know if you've been listening to this story.
No, that's why I'm asking to hit pause. That's why I'm asking to hit pause.
No. We have Jerry Seinfeld tickets, 2 tickets that my wife and I have planned to go to, but I wanted to call an audible and go to the Wade game and have her go to Seinfeld with someone else.
So here's what you do, okay? You go to the Wade game, all right? It's going to happen once in your lifetime.
I could say it's for work, too.
It's going to happen. Wait, they're going to retire it again, Bill? I mean,
anytime you go to the games moving forward, you can see that number in the rafters.
Yeah, but they're going to pull it up to the rafters one time in Chris's lifetime, and Dwyane Wade is, I'm guessing, right? Chris's age is his favorite athlete in the history of sports, right? You have one. What?
Why are you just guessing that? Like it has to be.
No,
his
I thought it was
favorite
Jeff
athlete
Bagwell
ever of all time.
It was Bagwell when he was 12, but his dad has not updated his relationship with his son and does not realize that it is now Dwyane Wade.
It's not Bagwell.
Yeah, it's either Wade or Miguel Cabrera.
Or Bagwell.
Yeah, or Jeff Bagwell.
Question: If the opponent were better, would that change, right? Because they're playing the Cavs. But
this has nothing to do with that.
But
the
I know,
opponent
but it's a sweetener, right? If they were playing, say, like the Bucks or the Lakers, would that change something?
I don't know. This is really about Wade. I don't think the opponent really is a factor.
It's all
here.
it's a literal non-factor for me. I'm only going for the halftime ceremony.
Only going for Wade, as it should be,
I'll watch
right?
the rest of the game like at the lounge.
So you go to the Wade game, okay? Because that's where you want to be, right? You just make her night. She goes to Seinfeld. You get her ticket. She takes a friend. You just have to make her night. Your night is bare minimums, okay? You are going to the Wade game. You tell her you're going alone, okay? Media credential. It's going to be a miserable night till halftime. Then you'll enjoy it. Then you'll be home. You send her on a night that is far better than yours, okay? Now, listen, how you go to the Wade game is up to you. You want to take a limo? You want the whole thing? You do it, okay? Go with friends, however. But you tell her that you're going by yourself, maybe a friend.
Because if I am going, I'm going as a fan, not credentialed, and I will be getting hammered.
And you just make her night, with Seinfeld, a night to remember. dinner, limousine, drinks, the whole 9 yards. Okay, you buy your way. What I'm saying is, you pay for your right to go see Dwyane
Make
Wade
it a great
get
night
his
for
jersey.
her.
Yes, and make your night not so great in her mind,
Well, let me ask you this, Stugotz.
but make it a great night.
Do you come home talking about regretting not going to Seinfeld with her? I should have gone with you, even if the Wade night was amazing.
I can't tell her it was an amazing jersey retirement. I should be like, you know what? I think I made the wrong decision in hindsight.
Absolutely.
I should have gone to Seinfeld.
You got to regret. You got to make it seem like, hey, man, you were right. I should have.
Yeah.
I should have.
That's a heady play. I might
Would she be happier going to Seinfeld with or without you? Are you certain?
No, that's a question I'd really not. I don't even want to answer that. I don't want the real answer.
Let me answer it for you. Without you.
Okay.
Okay.
It's probably going to be her dad going with her if I don't. If she has a good relationship with her dad. So I think her dad is going to be the person replacing me.
Be funny if her dad wanted to go to the Wade jersey retirement also.
Chris, you got an extra?
This show ain't free. Time for some ads.
You get what I'm saying, though? Make the Seinfeld night a night to remember without Chris.
And then you got to undersell the night that you had.
Yes. We still didn't get to
Kyrie Irving.
Well, no. Kyrie, me ripping Major League Baseball, and how insane is it that there will never be another today? Which one of Billy's topics that I heard him talk about at the microwave was he agrees with Chris. There will never be another today. How are we doing around here? I want to hear your thoughts on this, though.
I just hope Dan doesn't hear this segment.
That was a good segment. I mean, you want me to do?
It says Chris is right.
Oh, Dan's going to get mad at me. Sorry. I didn't ask for any of this. Where do you need a Blink security camera? On your porch to help protect deliveries? Helping keep your family safe when you travel? Alerting you when the kids get home from school? That's a pretty good idea. Blink cameras are motion activated. When they detect something, they send an alert and a video clip to your Blink smartphone app. And the Blink XT2 features two-way talk. System start at just $79.99. So, where do you need Blink cameras? Visit blinkprotect.com/Dan. Do it today. It's blinkprotect.com/Dan.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz from South Beach on ESPN Radio.
Cut the damn music!
Oh, I suspect we're going to have a lot of him in the club. Cut the music.
The damn music!
Okay, I suspect there'll be a lot of Stephen A in the club this week. Let's do it.
Studio!
Yes!
Oh!
Uh-oh!
Phil Collins, y'all. Y'all don't know about that man.
Tell me what happened. I'm the one who said it.
Do we want to do this explanation right now?
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I can do this.
Okay, Mike.
Gypsies
Yes.
is apparently where that came from, and that's insensitive.
Because the idea is that gypsies are, you can't trust them. They're like carnies.
Yeah.
Okay. My apologies for the
Whoa,
three
whoa,
teams.
whoa. Wait a
Apologize to
second.
Gypsies.
I was just at a carnival.
Sorry, Gypsies.
Carnies are lovely people. And I'm not even saying that as a
Look at
joke.
that.
They're really nice.
Look at that. In your explanation, you offended carnies.
They got tiny hands.
Small hands.
Am I okay?
Yeah, you're fine.
Am I the only one that
Been
loves?
educated, and now you know. Like a lot of people in our
Maybe.
audience had no idea.
And by the way, there's a big fight this week featuring a gypsy. So
What was your guys' favorite carnival ride growing up?
Wow, there's a
Oh, wow.
The worst one we can agree is the Gravitron, right?
I hated the Gravitron.
Where you're like stuck to the wall.
Yeah, I
and
hate
you
that.
Can't move.
Anything that has
Really?
me moving in
Like
circles,
that?
anything that has me moving
Oh,
in circles
wow.
very, very fast is not a good thing. Teacups, any of those things, not a
Teacups?
good thing. Oh, the teacups are the worst.
This is surprising coming from you. You strike me as the guy that flips himself upside
Oh, I
down
did.
in the Gravitron.
No. Don't get me wrong. I crush a Gravitron. I just don't prefer it. It's just not my preferred way. My go-to carnival ride is the swings. The swings that swing you around, like the big ones, like the big swing ride that swings you around. I like that.
it's boring.
The one thing I hate also, the Ferris wheel at a carnival. Like
The small Ferris wheel.
yes,
Well said.
the sad Ferris wheel
The
at
death
a carnival. The one that's like you get up to the top and it's like shaking and the wind is like making you sway side to side.
Right.
Nah, no fun.
How do you feel about the Sizzler?
Love
like
the
it.
salad bar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good
Yeah.
shrimp over
No,
there.
I know the Sizzler. The Sizzler's good. That's a good ride.
What
I
is
don't
it?
like the Himalaya ride. That thing's
Oh, the Himalaya.
You don't like the
No,
Himalaya?
I love
too
the
fast.
Himalaya.
It's just a
Really?
circle.
Himalaya.
What's the Himalaya?
And then it goes backwards too.
It's
Yeah,
basically,
we-
Oh, you guys are doing Disney rides now.
no.
No. The Himalaya is a staple carnival
It's just
ride.
that thing
yeah.
that goes real fast in a circle.
Yeah,
like,
and you go up and down hills.
Oh.
Everybody scream if you want to go louder.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Or
I go-
faster, I guess.
Do you
I go
like
for
But by
carnivals?
screaming, you do get louder.
Is there anything you like about a carnival? I mean,
Now that I think about it, not much. Like
The food.
the
funnel
food.
cake. Funnel
Oh
cake.
no, it's
Oh,
gross.
funnel
Elephant
cake.
ear.
What?
Yeah, the fried dough.
You don't like funnel cake?
It's just
Funnel
gross.
cake with some powdered sugar? You out of your mind?
Oh no, man, it's gross.
What do you like?
I know, seriously.
You like fun?
Kebabs.
How many goldfish do you think combined we've taken home
Oh,
from
man.
carnivals? All of us combined.
Ooh.
I actually, the last time I was at a carnival, not this past time, I played that game, and the grand prize was a hermit crab. If you like got in the outside bowls, you got the goldfish, and I was going for the goldfish, but I just happened to land in one of the good ones, and I got a hermit crab. It was a whole to-do getting one of those things because it lived longer than the goldfish actually did.
It bothered you?
I thought we were waiting for Mike to play.
Yeah, somebody.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah,
No, I'm
the
li-
guy's
I'm-
just pointing at you.
No,
Yeah, he's
I
pointing at
have
you,
a
yeah.
fake Himalaya operator. I'm trying to listen to it in queue, but I can't until
Oh,
you
the
shut
mic's
up.
on. Yeah.
Oh, I see what
yeah,
you're
I got
saying.
you.
I see. Sorry about that, Mike. You
Yeah.
needed all of us to shut up? That would have been dead air.
No,
Or
I just needed the other studio
oh.
to talk and
Oh, okay.
Chris to shut up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
But
Chris,
now the window's closed. I was
I'm on a
trying to
roll right
provide
now.
colors to
Chris,
why
yes.
there was
Yeah,
a
we don't have
Himalaya.
time anymore.
I'm on a heater. I'm like a three-point shooter.
You
Just
really
pass me the
are.
ball.
I mean, you just won't shut up. I'm fine with it.
We just wasted an entire hour.
We discussed Kyrie for a second.
That's true. That's true.
I was about to go back to the Kyrie well again before I ripped Major League Baseball.
And a ball. That's it. That's all.
Yeah,
That's all you can play out of that?
That's. I only had time for a 7-second clip. There's more.
Ah, okay.
I've never heard of it in my life.
La vida es un carnaval on the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
I thought blinking was a bad thing. Was blinking not a bad thing? We don't blink.
You can't blink. You have to stare. You win a staring contest by
And
not blinking.
Sometimes it's good to blink, Dan, and sometimes it's bad to blink.
Billy, you can leave. Go ahead and just leave. Show yourself out. Thank you for all your help.
media of him in a Raiders uniform hugging Khalil Mack in a Bears uniform. What does that mean?
It means we have more fuel to the fire that is a month away from boiling over. The greatest NFL free agency period in the modern era.
I can't wait for it. So you have Derek Carr going to the Chicago Bears, Tom Brady going to Las Vegas. Why would Brady want to finish his career in Vegas with the Raiders?
Why not? Stu, you know
why?
Better, you know better than anyone what we're headed towards. You know what we're headed towards?
What are we headed towards?
A game of musical chairs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love a game of musical
Yeah.
chairs.
Love it.
Rivers is out in Los Angeles.
Yep.
That's the Chargers. I'm still getting used to it.
Where's he going to go?
You have Melvin Gordon saying that he thinks Phillip Rivers is going to the Colts. Done deal.
What does
That's
that
what
mean
he's
for
saying.
Jacoby Brissett?
Right.
Who's certainly one of the better backups in the league, but has proven that he could be a starter.
Perhaps.
Or at least a bridge to your next starter.
Speaking of Bridgewater.
Wow.
What's he going to do?
Well done.
Another one, the highest paid backup in the league at his time, and Taysom Hill.
Wow.
And Drew Brees has announced he's coming back to the Saints.
Right.
They're going to have to pay him money. And Drew Brees has proven over time that he will not take your discounts.
Who do you guys think is the first person to not get a chair?
Ooh.
Oof.
Man,
Wouldn't it be funny
left
if it was Tom Brady?
Yeah, well, there are the reports that the
But Brady
Raiders,
always has a chair. He always has a chair.
The reports are the Raiders are willing to offer him $60 million over 2 years.
That's a big chair. I mean,
It's a big chair. Tom Brady, we all know, is going to have a chair. But if that chair is in Las Vegas, that leaves Derek Carr without a chair. He just posted a picture with Chicago. Would be an upgrade at the quarterback position. So say he goes to Chicago, Mitch Trubisky now needs a chair.
He needs a chair, right. But Teddy Bridgewater still doesn't have a chair. Taysom Hill still doesn't have a chair. Taysom, excuse me.
Yeah.
Still doesn't have a
Very
chair.
confused as to what you did.
I don't know what I did.
You made him an electric two guard.
It's a good point, Mike.
A really good defensive player.
Solid backcourt play.
Tannehill's going to have a chair.
Tannehill,
yeah, definitely.
Tannehill has a chair. It's important we establish all the potential people who would have a chair,
Yeah,
right?
but I always thought
because right now
Rivers-
it's Trubisky without a chair. I think Mike is right.
I always thought Rivers would be a nice fit with the Titans. Does he take Tannehill's chair?
What happens to Fitzpatrick?
We can
Chairless?
We can.
We don't care about him.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he'll end up in the AFC East.
Okay.
Right.
Maybe New England.
Oh, wow.
He's played for all the teams but them.
What if he goes to New England, replaces Tom Brady's chair, and they keep winning?
This is, all jokes aside, you obviously have the quarterbacks. You have Derrick Henry, which is a very interesting decision that the Titans have to make. Most people that are into analytics and just advanced measurements and just know what happens to a running back's body say, don't spend that money on a running back. But Derrick Henry has been defying all logic for an SEC back or a big back since he got into the league.
But then, does that mean he's due?
He still has top line speed, which is crazy.
But
I would
the
never
fall-
justify.
The fall is right around the corner.
Look, you look at the Super Bowl champions, and almost every single one of them are paying next to nothing for their running backs. Damian Williams is actually one of the higher paid running backs that have won a Super Bowl. You saw a team that just proved you could do it with anybody at that position if you have the rest of your roster built right.
I mean,
but
think about
it's so much of the Titans' identity, and you saw it was successful for them.
Think about what Mike is saying there with the running back. Derrick Henry is a reason that the Titans got that close to the Super Bowl. But think about the teams that were actually in the Super Bowl this year. I mean, 2 of the 3, I believe, Niners running backs went undrafted.
Yeah, Mostert was on like 11
Right.
teams.
There's definitely a roster construction formula in the NFL that seems to be more and more prevalent every year. You don't pay on running backs, and your quarterback, ideally, you have him on some sort of discount, whether it's because he's on his rookie scale or because he's Tom Brady and he keeps giving money back.
Right.
But if you can save money in those 2 positions and spend everywhere else, that seems to be the kind of formula for championship caliber NFL teams.
And then you have the guys who are going to be drafted that are out there as well. So you have Tua and you have Joe Burrow. This is going to be fast.
Chris Jones.
2 more chairs.
Yeah.
You also have to make a decision in Kansas City, expecting that Patrick Mahomes is going to get the biggest possible contract. So there's a lot of interesting moves out there. We're seeing a sea change in the NFL, no doubt.
If Brady leaves New England, which I don't think he's going to do, but if he did, who would Belichick be most likely to sign to fill that chair? I'm
rooting for Fitzpatrick just because he needs to complete the circle in the AFC East.
Well, maybe it's Brissett, though, because he needs a chair.
He loves Brissett.
He loves Brissett.
He drafted Brissett. Brissett, a former Patriot, obviously, but he did trade Brissett.
But I think I could also see him, like, let's say it depends where Tom goes. If Tom goes to the Titans, I could see Belichick just simply taking Tannehill. If Tom goes to the Raiders, do you think he would take Derek Carr? Do you think
musical chairs?
I love this. No, it's amazing. And Brady, I think Brady should go to the Cowboys. That's where I think he should go.
How's this for a Patriots signing?
Where's Dak's chair?
And then where does Dak go? I mean, it's crazy, man. Dak needs a chair.
Well,
they shoved him out of his chair.
How about Taysom Hill in New England?
Oh,
in New England.
No, they wouldn't.
They wouldn't? They wouldn't?
Nah.
No chance.
No,
he could stay
watch
without
him.
a chair.
Watch Bill Belichick do that.
No, why would New Orleans send him there?
Well, no, he's a restricted free agent, and they
Why
wouldn't
would
be
New
able
Orleans?
they wouldn't be able to afford him.
Wait, but if this plays out, the reason I think Brady should go to the Cowboys is I think Jerry Jones would love to have Tom Brady. I think Jerry Jones would pay Tom Brady the money he wants, and I think the Cowboys are as close as any team in the NFL to making it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but Tua just said,
right?
If the opportunity with the Cowboys presented itself, he would play for the Cowboys.
Right, but Tom Brady's a free agent and can choose the Cowboys. I mean, Tua's got to get drafted.
Here's another musical chair. Right now, the co-favorites.
Well, hold on. Unless you're Dallas and you trade Dak, you trade all the way up. You trade Dak and a future first-round pick to get up into the top 5 so you can take Tua.
To the Bengals.
Right, but then you also sign Brady.
Wow.
Because you have Tua, not going to play for a couple of years, learning under the greatest quarterback to ever live. How about that? I mean, the Cowboys. That's what I would do.
The co-favorites right now to draft Tua Tagovailoa are the Detroit Lions, who are sitting at 3, and the Miami Dolphins at 5.
Right.
They're both like minus 110 because the expectation is to get Tua, you're going to have to trade up.
Right, but it's also lying season, Mike.
Yeah, that's before the Cowboys traded up to 1.
But who better to lie than the Lions, who have already put out there denials that Matthew Stafford is available.
And where's Stafford go?
Musical chairs.
Oh, my God. This is crazy. I mean,
which one of these buttons is the loser?
Well, sometimes it doesn't work.
What, the Lions?
That's the one.
L-I-E-O-N-S?
That's the Lions one right there, yeah.
I like that. L-I-E-O-N-S, the Lions. That's good. That was a good joke by Mike
it?
Bryant. Yeah, I got it. I just got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I'm Brady, I go to the Cowboys. That's what I do. And if I'm the Cowboys, I trade Dak. I mean, this is incredible. Now, would Belichick take Dak and try to win a championship?
Musical chairs.
Oh, my God.
The labels are very terrible, by the way.
Right
Orange.
now, yeah, they're.
It's also touch sensitive, so the harder that you push the louder it is. Yeah, try it.
Hit it hard.
There you go.
You hit it harder than that.
Harder than that.
Harder?
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt myself.
See how much louder it was?
Yeah.
Now do it with the belch. That was a cat belch.
With a little laugh in there somewhere.
This is fun.
Oh, Jesus.
Ponte los patines. Time for some ads.
Hold on a second. Trying to figure this out.
Oh,
Who doesn't have a chair?
It's Mitch Trubisky.
Where's Jameis's chair going to be?
We have Breeze in New Orleans. We have Phillip Rivers with the Colts. We have Derek Carr going to the Bears.
Who's the Chargers QB now?
The Chargers QB. Mike thinks it might be Brady.
Wait, if Jameis Winston gets eye surgery and then all of a sudden becomes the greatest quarterback ever.
Wow.
That's a game changer.
Jameis in New England.
30-30 vision.
It's the new Tommy John, this eye surgery.
Who's going to be left with that chair? I think it's going to be Brissett. He better get his resume ready. And send it over to ZipRecruiter. Hiring can be a challenge, as Codeable co-founder Gretchen Hebner discovered. Gretchen needed to hire a game artist. Don't hit another button. Gretchen needed to hire a game artist for her education tech company. So she went to ZipRecruiter.com, posted her job, found the right person in less than 2 weeks. How? ZipRecruiter's technology finds people with the right experience and invites them to apply to your job. You got to hit it harder. It's no wonder 4 to 5... It's no wonder, excuse me, man, you got me right in the middle of it. It's no wonder 4 to 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, try ZipRecruiter for free at our web address, ZipRecruiter.com/Dan. That is ZipRecruiter.com/DAN.
You are listening to the Magic City's Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
You guys familiar with Ed Helms?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, he was on Anna Faris's podcast, and they were talking about, he had a movie coming out and red carpets and just questions that they get asked in the media and questions they like answering, questions they don't like answering.
I was on a radio, one of those morning Zoo Crew radio interview kind of thing.
Hey, yo,
Yeah.
Ed, oh yeah, it's Zippy and the Juice.
Yeah.
Which one are you, Zippy or the Juice?
It doesn't matter. There's an N there. Yes.
It doesn't matter. Your name is on the show.
Zippy. He's the Juice. You missed any of our interviews, check them out on demand in the Dan Le Batard with Stugotz Show podcast, brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. Earn 4% cash back on dining and entertainment, 2% at grocery stores, and 1% on all other purchases. What's in your wallet? Time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless.
I will get to ripping Major League Baseball in hopefully 15 minutes. I am obsessed here with musical chairs, the quarterbacks. Amin and I were trying to figure it out during the break. Here's where we stand right now. Because Mike is right. This is going to be fascinating in a month. It is. You have guys, Brady, Rivers, Tannehill, who was in the AFC Championship game. There's just a lot of big-name quarterbacks, which is rare, and a lot of them could be switching teams headed into next season.
You know how in musical chairs, when the music stops, there's always one time where there's one chair and there's two people trying to sit on it, and they're both here like, what's the team that's going to have at one point 2 quarterbacks that are both like, no, this is my chair. No, this is mine.
Right.
And again, these are just the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks alone make this arguably the most compelling free agency class ever. But you have guys like Amari Cooper, AJ Green, Chris Jones, Chris Harris. It's an amazing free agent class. The Derrick Henry situation.
Brady controls everything, right? If he goes back to New England,
he's the big domino piece.
He's the first piece that needs to fall.
But he won't be.
But
He
put
will
it on the
not be
poll.
first
Is
piece.
Brady the first piece that needs to fall? He might not be, but I think he's the first piece that needs to fall for everyone else to figure out what it is they're going to do.
He's going to be the 4th or 5th shoe to drop.
Really? No, I think he's the first one. Mike, you agree with Billy?
I'm looking at the class. It's insane. Ngakoue, Shaq Barrett, who just had an unbelievable year for Tampa. This is an insane list.
Listen, this show likes to have fun. We like to joke around. We do love sports at some level. I am being serious here. This is fascinating, okay? I certainly love sports. I think me and Chris probably love sports more than anyone on the show, and Mike. Because Mike just broke down the XFL in a way I've never heard anyone break down the XFL games. He did it by the microwave. And it was amazing the way he broke them down. I mean, Mike has really consumed himself with the XFL.
Yeah, it's not a bit. I genuinely love this league. I've seen every snap.
Right. We love sports, but this is fascinating to us because all these quarterbacks are going to change teams.
I think the Jags already have 2 quarterbacks on one chair.
Yeah, but you know what they say about a team that has 2 quarterbacks, Bill? You don't have one.
I know, but that's the problem in musical chairs. You can't have 2 quarterbacks on one chair.
Unless you have the old quarterback with the young quarterback waiting in the wings. That works, right? Like, let's say the Cowboys end up getting Brady. They know it's 2 years, and they draft Tua, right?
That's not how musical chairs work.
Yeah, but that could work, though, right?
Not by the rules
you're
of
right.
musical
Not by the
chairs.
rules of musical chairs.
And
You're
keep
right.
in mind, technically, there are quarterbacks that aren't in musical chairs right now that think they're settled. That if someone moves for their chair, they're chairless.
They got next game.
This is the Derek Carr, Matthew Stafford
like
sort of.
Jacoby Brissett is sitting in a chair right now, and all of a sudden, Phillip Rivers is going to be sitting next to him.
Right. Well, let's. I'm assuming Phillip Rivers is going to be sitting in that chair.
There's another level to this. There are people who are already in chairs who may be moved anyway. So, for instance, Cam Newton. There's a lot of talk that Cam Newton might get
about him,
right?
right?
Find himself without a chair.
Right.
Or maybe he takes a chair that we didn't even acknowledge that would be taken away.
Right. I think Cam is going to occupy the Carolina Panthers chair. At the end of the day, I think that's where he's
I
going
don't
to
know
sit.
about that.
I don't know. You saw the comments from their owner.
Patriots chair maybe for him.
Ooh.
Right now, I have Brady. So I'm listen. I wrote this out on a piece of paper.
Me too.
Mike said to me at one point, "I've never seen you work so hard." I was writing things down on a piece of paper.
So tell me your game of musical
Well,
chairs.
right now, it's tough. I have Brady going to the Cowboys. I do. I do.
Okay.
Because if I were ranking like the best free agents available, I'd say Dak is number one. I'd say
best?
Yeah, when you take into account his age.
But
when you take into account his age and the fact that, look, Dak Prescott versus Tom Brady stats and where we think they are in their careers, a very solid argument for Dak right now being the better quarterback. And when you add in the age, to me, it's no contest. Dak's the best available quarterback.
But you have to ask yourself, why has Jerry Jones not signed Dak yet? What is he waiting for? What is
because
he doing?
He gave the big money to the running back.
I know, but
And he's also got to worry about Amari Cooper. He's trying to convince, along with Emmitt Smith, which I'm sure you have something for.
Oh, it's great.
Trying to convince Dak Prescott to take a discount.
Right.
What?
Emmitt Smith, who held out once upon a time 2 games so he could be the highest paid running back in the NFL, telling someone else to take less money. A man who held out to be the highest paid running back in the game for 2 games until Charles Haley stomped in and said, "Hey, we're not good without Emmitt," and then they signed him and made him the richest running back in the NFL.
But he was the best running back in football.
Ooh.
Dak Prescott's not.
Yeah, but Dak Prescott might be the best available quarterback in football.
Also,
is he though?
I think so. In this free agency class, Brady's the competition, right?
Yep.
I mean, I think we'd take Dak over Phillip Rivers at this point.
Yep.
And honestly, the only argument to be had is Tom Brady. And I
Cam?
think if you're taking, but he's not available just yet.
True.
If you're taking Tom Brady, you're just doing this on like what they've done in their career.
I love Brady to the Cowboys. I do. I think it's a perfect place for him to end. I mean, it should be New England. That's where he should end his career. But I could just see Jerry Jones being enamored with the thought of having the game's greatest quarterback,
of course,
wearing his uniform, playing in that stadium, even if it's for 2 years, even if it means he loses Dak Prescott. I think Jerry Jones is enamored by that idea.
Man,
I've got
Bledsoe vibes right now.
What?
Bledsoe vibes.
I've got another chair for you, by the way.
Yeah.
The Washington racial slurs. They can't.
Well, they
be
just drafted Haskins. So.
The owner really likes Haskins. I'm not sure.
Mike, I have Rivers.
Keenum, though, is without a chair.
Right. Well, I have Rivers to the Colts, Brady to the Cowboys, Breeze to the Saints, Carr to the Bears, Tannehill to the Titans, Dak to Vegas. Trubisky goes to Tampa because Arians thinks he can fix any quarterback.
So where did Winston go again?
And then I have Hill to the Patriots.
Where's Jameis?
So Jameis is nowhere right now.
He's without a chair.
Where's Derek Carr? He's just the backup.
Well, Brissett doesn't have a chair either. Neither does Teddy Bridgewater. And Mariota doesn't have a chair.
Wow. I think he's the one. I think Mariota's the one without the chair.
Really?
Wow. We forgot about him.
I
We
know.
forgot he was in the game. The music was playing. People were sitting down, and everybody forgot that Marcus was running around looking for a chair.
How about this? Taysom Hill and P.J. Walker to the Patriots.
From the Houston Roughnecks?
Yes.
Straight Talk Wireless, everything for less, only at Walmart.
Let's go. My private jet isn't going to fuel itself.
Right on time.
This is crazy, man.
This is a crazy game. And like Mike said, we're only talking quarterbacks. The whole other musical chairs game going on over in the next room.
Who would Belichick take the most delight in winning a Super Bowl with? Like,
easily Fitzpatrick.
It's enough with Fitzpatrick.
Easily. Like
Jameis.
I think
If he does it with
Jameis,
Jameis with
yes.
30 interceptions the year before, he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
That's the guy.
Or coach of all time.
He's the greatest coach.
Yeah.
Tom, go hang out with Jerry. Have fun over there. Or go to Vegas. Have fun over there. I'm going to win with Jameis Winston. I think Billy's right.
Or Mariota.
Or Hill.
Wow.
Or Peyton, really? I'll win with the guy you didn't want. And that would be his sell to Hill, right?
Or Bridgewater.
Mike, you were right. What a fascinating game this is. You never have quarterbacks who are free agents like this.
They're all free agents.
It's crazy.
Is anyone under contract?
Brady, man. Controls all of it. Football season is over. Although the XFL would beg to differ. Now your Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays are dreadfully open until August. Luckily, Advance Auto Parts has something productive you can do to fill the time. Getting your vehicle's battery tested. It's free, and if your battery is low, they'll install a new one for you with purchase. Plus, enter the code DAN20 when you buy online to save 20%. The only shame is how fast you'll get in, out, and back to twiddling your thumbs until football starts up again. Think ahead. Think Advance. Only at Advance Auto Parts.
Drink all day, play all night. Let's get it popping on the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Right now, Patrick Mahomes throwing passes to Des Bryant.
Oh, boy.
Musical chairs.
Those chairs.
So I was trying to figure out, we left out Andy Dalton, by the way, the Red Rifle. I am sitting here trying to piece this all together, the musical chairs. I had to get up for a minute. I was walking by the microwave, and I heard you and the guys talking about something about meeting yourself, and would you like yourself if you met yourself? Would you want to hang out with yourself? Is that what I heard as I walked past the microwave?
Would you like yourself if you met yourself is the question.
I think that I would love myself. I think I'd be best friends with myself.
You're very likable.
Yeah, I think I'd just be like, oh, this guy seems fun. Let's hang out.
Yeah.
You would like to hang out with yourself.
You have that. You have
because
that.
everyone
I do
loves
all the time.
Everyone loves Chris. Yeah, everyone loves Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very high Q rating.
Yeah. Billy, would you want to hang out with yourself?
I don't think I'd want to hang out.
Hold on.
with
Do we
myself.
know this for a fact that Chris has a high Q rating?
No, that's not what a Q rating is. I'm just an
Q
idiot.
score. What is it?
Yeah, he's just high on the likability.
Is he?
meter.
Okay. How do we measure that?
What if he really was high on the Q rating? Like people just know who Chris is.
Yeah, everywhere he goes.
All right.
Fat Chris. What's up, baby?
So I believe Chris when he says he would like himself. I do, because everyone loves Chris. Who doesn't want to hang out with Chris? Chris is fun. Billy, you're a tricky one. I gotta be honest with you. I'm not certain you would
hang out with myself.
I love you,
Yeah.
but I think hanging out with you would be exhausting for you.
I don't like hanging out with many people. So, I don't know that I'd hang out with myself.
I like hanging out with Billy.
I love Billy.
He's always making quirky and fun observations.
Yeah.
But also what he's saying is Billy's neuroses, to have someone else have that as well, you just kind of you go crazy. You can't be around you have to be that guy, but no one else can play that role as well.
I think Billy would walk up to himself and just work up this huge monologue, and it would end with "It's not you, it's me." Even though, wait a second, is it not you, not me? If we're the same person,
right, Billy? This is a compliment. We're saying we love
sounds
you.
like you guys are being
No. We're saying
really
we
nice.
love you. We love hanging out with you. Okay,
you're a
but you
crazy
can't
person.
have enough Chris's in your posse. Okay, you can't have enough Chris's in your.
You don't want too many Chris's. Actually.
Well, yeah, but listen, if you have more than one, that's fine. Okay, you can only have one Billy in the crew. That's what I'm trying to say. That's it. You're unique. That's what we're trying to tell you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you've
Chris-
upset Chris.
Chris is just.
Oh, there's so many Chris's. I mean, jeez.
No, I can't get enough Chris is what I'm saying, okay?
You can get enough Billy.
Well, yes, that's what I'm saying.
Wait, so you're insulting me then?
Yes, but I'm saying it lovingly because you're so different and unique that we can only handle one of you, right?
What?
Meaning
Wait,
you're
what?
so
Wait, what?
unique. Me and Chris are very similar, right? We are similar types.
What?
Right?
Wow.
There is
Now
no
we're
one.
further
Now-
offending
what?
him.
Now you're insulting
No,
Chris
I actually
again.
like this. I feel
Me,
like we are
Chris, you don't feel like we're similar?
I do.
I feel like
agree.
we're similar.
Yeah.
Billy, I don't feel like there's anyone that's similar to you on this show. I think you're one of a kind.
Allison a little bit.
Well, she's no longer here. I mean, she's
By the mic, right?
she's in Maine.
Oh, yeah.
So, Billy, would you
So
like
thank
yourself?
you, I guess?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I love you. That's all I'm saying.
Thanks.
Roy,
But
would
not,
you?
Not more than one of me. That would not be. I
Not-
wouldn't love that.
I mean, if we had a second one of you, it would be exhausting.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll try. Right. Trying to explain this. Wow. Power through that.
Wow.
Wow.
I powered through it, though.
You swallowed whatever that was.
I certainly did. I'm hungry. Lunchtime. And now I'm full. Roy, would you like to hang out with yourself?
No.
What about
No.
3 scotches in, Roy?
No.
It's a different Roy.
Yeah, it's totally different.
It's a
Wait.
different Roy.
This
Yeah.
Roy outside of
Hold
here
on.
is a different Roy.
It's the Roy we want all the time. Let's be honest.
But which Roy has the scotches in him? This Roy or the other Roy?
That's true.
'Cause if
You
it's the
never
other
know.
Roy, if it's the other Roy, you wouldn't like him.
I want NABJ Roy.
Yes.
But I'm
That's
saying,
3
Yeah,
scotches
that's
in,
wrong.
Roy. I
but
think
but
it's the same Roy.
if Roy meets NABJ Roy, I would say that this Roy would not like him.
I agree with that.
But if this Roy is NABJ Roy and then a regular Roy comes up, I think he would like him.
I don't think I would hang out with any of the Roys, actually.
No, I think sober Roy would enjoy hanging out with drunk Roy. I do. I really do.
Who would you clone in this room?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I mean, Tony probably.
Good
Yeah.
jeans,
Yeah.
tall.
Yeah, he's
Good
tall,
hairline.
good looking. Yeah, yeah. Mike, would you like hanging out with yourself?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Why not?
Most people don't like me, so I'd probably have the same effect on myself.
Just like Roy.
You. Why you feel like you would end up not liking yourself?
Probably. I just seem to have that effect on people over time.
It's depressing.
I don't know. I feel like maybe because I'm likable Chris. I think everyone in here is fun. I'd like
Really?
to hang out with all of you.
That's why
We
you're
never hang
high on
out, though.
likability meter.
Well, you guys live far. I mean, we live like 3 counties away from
I actually went to a Panther game with Chris the other day.
Yeah, we hang out.
Yeah.
I mean, we all
It's
did.
the only
though.
time we've ever hung out, but
We were
I did
all
it
there,
once.
though.
Does
I
that
mean-
count?
No, like.
Oh, another
previously.
game? You guys went
Yeah,
to 2
Oh,
games
wow.
in 1 week?
No, it wasn't 1 week. It was like last month.
I mean, would you like hanging out with yourself?
I think I would like it at first, and then after a while, but this guy's really annoying. I think I would really wear thin on
Oh,
myself after a
man,
while.
he's handsome.
So dashing.
How do you feel about me hanging out with myself?
Oh, my
I don't know if
God.
I would like that.
First
man.
of all,
I would hate me.
You would love yourself. Like, you would love yourself.
if there were another Stugotz and you guys hung out together, I believe that's called organized crime.
Money, 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 money.
I mean, I allow you to go to break on that. No rebuttal, no. You're probably right.
You think Dan would like himself?
Oh, no. I don't know. What do you think?
Dan would try to avoid himself.
Dan would see himself and go the other way.
Yeah, across the street.
Dan would have to fight through a line of security to meet with himself. I think Dan would like himself. Sports. You already know Raycon earbuds. Amin claims that we have given ESPN an hour of sports today.
Give him a lot more than an hour.
Between Kyrie Irving and quarterback musical chairs.
You still need to explain to us why Kyrie is so likable with younger fans, and Stugotz still needs to back up Rob Manfred and stand with Manfred Stanford.
Yep, and I also want to get into Steph Curry as well, because then the Warriors are making a big mistake.
Oh.
You already know Raycon earbuds start about half the price of other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and they sound just as amazing. How do I know? They sent me a pair. Their latest model, the E25s, best ones yet. E25s offer you 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and a more compact design for a comfortable noise-isolating fit. Raycon earbuds are stylish and discreet with no dangling wires or stems. Raycon was co-founded by Ray J, and celebrities like Snoop Dogg and J.R. Smith are obsessed with Raycons. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/Dan. Do it today. It's buyraycon.com/Dan.
Estás en sintonía con el Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
I walked into work this way this morning. A stranger asked me for a picture, just thinking that I'm part of the South Beach Entertainment, and it's not weird at all.
Did they give you a tip?
A guy went by me on a bicycle with a ferret on it. Like, it's not weird in any way.
Did you get $1?
I didn't go and take the picture.
NBA is on ESPN Radio. Tune in Sunday as LeBron and the Lakers host the Celtics. Presented by Indeed. Coverage begins at 3 p.m. Eastern on most ESPN radio stations.
All right, we'll toss some hoops with Amin Elhassan at the top of the hour, noon Eastern. We got the guys here have some basketball questions for you. I have some basketball questions for you. The CBA and the NFL may or may not get done today or the next couple of days. My guess is it won't get done. J.J. Watt tweeted out hard no on the latest CBA proposed by the owners in the NFL.
So, not to get too sportsy, but it's pretty interesting that the concession that the NFL is giving the players, right, in exchange for a 17th game, which they've clearly said they don't want,
right,
is a bump in the split of the shares from basically a 1.5%.
It's a shift of billions of dollars, by
I know,
the way,
but
towards the players.
But you got to think about it like this. That extra money is going to get spent, but it's not like the NBA where there are max salaries, and as a result, everyone else gets paid more because the money has to get spent.
Right.
Most of that money is going to go to star players, but most of the Players Association are not star players.
That's the that's the tricky part.
Right. And then the other thing is they're going to give them a concession on perhaps the drug testing, like marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting to see what the NFL is going to come up with to make the players say, you know what, this is a good deal for us.
It's really tricky for the players to do this. I heard Dominique Foxworth on with Golick and Wingo this morning. It's just tricky, and Dominique used to be in charge of the players' union for the NFL and the NBA, by the way.
Well, he's a treasurer with it.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah,
I mean, you took exception to that. But the NFL, he was in charge.
Yes, he was in charge.
So few people more qualified to speak about this than Dominique Foxworth. But he's become such a big star that he no longer speaks about it on this show. He goes on Golick and Wingo to speak about it.
He just brings us.
I think I haven't noticed that. I said I love
Is that the sign that you've made it?
I think so.
Like when you don't come on the show anymore to do the actual sports talk?
I don't know. But it is tricky because you have a bunch of guys, most of the guys who don't want, in order for the NFL players to get this right, you would have to sit out for a year, perhaps 2 seasons, to get it exactly right, to get it exactly the way you want it. I heard Jeff Saturday say that, and Dominique agree with him. The problem is you have too many players in the NFL who aren't making enough money and cannot afford to sit out the necessary time for the players to get this right, and the top players have to factor those players into the equation. So it makes it very difficult. I've always said, the quarterbacks, the best of the best, the only guys we care about in that league, the guys who have made the most money, they should sit out. They should tell hey, we're going to sit out until we get this right for all the players. And everyone else could go play and earn their paycheck. Aaron, Tom, Breeze, we're going to sit out, okay? But this is a tricky one. But what I do love about the new proposed CBA is the 7th playoff team in each conference. And a wild card weekend, because I've always thought this about wild card weekend. It's not really that wild.
Really?
The next weekend, you have the same exact weekend. 2 games on Saturday and 2 games on Sunday. If you're going to call something wild card weekend, it should stand out a little bit, and it should be wild. And it's amazing how wild it becomes if you give me 3 games on Saturday and 3 games on Sunday. then you have a wild card weekend.
I'm excited about this. Are we fixing the NFL playoffs?
Let's do it.
It seems like the owners are trying to fix the NFL playoffs.
Have they voted on this yet? Maybe we can submit proposals to them before they vote on this.
The owners have, and they've basically went ahead with this proposal. The players have to ratify it.
I doubt the players are going to agree to the current proposal from the owners. I doubt it.
Yeah, but the hang-up isn't the playoff format.
It's not. So we like the playoff format, right? The hang-up is always money, okay? That's it.
It can be better.
All right, but let's look past the money, though. You like a wild card weekend that has 3 games Saturday, 3 games Sunday. That feels wild to me.
How's this for a wild card weekend? You have now an odd number of teams, right? And you have an instant death where you just pull out one team and they're eliminated. They don't even get a game. Instant elimination.
Grid of death.
Yeah.
That way, like, it makes it more
All
interesting,
right.
and we're not hurting, people's feelings.
So we're in agreement. We definitely need bingo balls of some kind here. Or ping pong balls.
Or painted helmets in a bucket that you'd have to wear like a glove to sift through and, like to rummage sometimes.
Someone should do that.
Like last year, so the team that would have made the playoffs, the Steelers in the AFC.
Yeah, these are bad examples. Because
I don't know, Michael. Is it?
Look, man, we make a joke of it. Every year, ESPN gets given the wild card game, and it's almost always never good. You're stuck with a bad quarterback. And while my team, the Browns, would actually benefit from this rule, being that they probably would have made the playoffs just one other time in the last 20 years, it still means an extra bad team is getting in all likelihood, since right now there's usually a bad team that gets in there.
9-7 Rams would have made it in.
Not great, though.
Not terrible.
Oye, caballo, this is the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
Oh, man.
What do they hear? Do they just hear silence, or do you guys fill with some generic music?
Silence.
So they'll hear silence. They'll hear a couple of boings, a burp, whatever Mike just did.
You saying waiting for the drop, but not the music.
All right, Amin Elhassan in. Batard is off today. He's at the dentist. He'll be back on Monday. Mike, do we have an opening for when we want to talk basketball with our NBA front office insider, Amin Elhassan? Oh, we do.
Time to talk basketball. Amin knows basketball. He'll teach you basketball. Expert in basketball.
That song always reminds me of the interstitials from Austin Powers, where he's just got a band and they're like, just
All right, so we discussed Kyrie Irving earlier. I know the guys have some questions about the Warriors. I have something about the Sixers. But we discussed Kyrie Irving earlier and the fact that really, if you're a Nets fan, if you're an NBA fan, you knew what the Nets did in the offseason. It was all about not this year, next year.
Gap year.
Yes. Like, even if Kyrie is your best player, the Nets would have been a playoff team. They might still be a playoff team. They're not winning anything meaningful. It's all about next season. It's all about bringing Kyrie back healthy and Kevin Durant back healthy. So you feel, based on our discussion earlier, that the Nets have done the right thing here, right, with Kyrie Irving?
Yeah, I mean, if anything, my criticism would be they should have shut him down earlier. They should have done the surgery earlier, knowing that it would take him out for the rest of the year, but at least would have him healthy and ready to go by the start of camp.
All right, now here's what's interesting about that. We feel like, me and the guys sitting around the microwave talking, that what the Warriors are about to do with Steph Curry is ludicrous. That if you're the Warriors, you're already terrible. You are set up for a lottery pick. You have a lottery pick this draft and next draft, by the way, next season. And next season, they're going to be healthy and good and might win a title, okay? So you have Steph coming back. You have Clay coming back. Draymond's going to be healthy. All three are going to be healthy again. You'll see you just got Wiggins, and you have back-to-back seasons in which you have a lottery pick in the NBA draft. Why would you bring back Steph Curry? To me, it seems patently absurd to bring that guy back even for a single game.
Maybe because there's a new arena there, and these fans are paying like the most expensive rates for season tickets, and they want to see Steph Curry.
By the way, that building worth every penny.
It's amazing.
It's did you go? Have you been?
Yeah, but I went there for dead shows.
Oh no, you gotta go. You gotta go into the bunker suites, the courtside club suites. Because
I did. Yeah, the Chase Center. I went to.
Yeah, did you go in the suite?
The bunker suite. Yeah.
But did you see this? So when you walk into the suite, it's below where the seats are.
It's amazing.
They've got a wall of screens, and I said, "What? So you can watch a bunch of different games?" Like, no. They hit a button, and it shows you the view of the game, but not the TV broadcast angle. It shows you the view of the game from your seats out there where you would be sitting if you sat out in the bowl. Amazing.
It really is. I mean,
wait, so the seats don't actually see the game?
No. Like a regular luxury suite, you have that like 16 seats there, and then the rest
I understand that part, but they're bunkers, so they're below the floor?
So the suite itself is below the floor, below the seats actually. But you also still have your 16 seats that are there out in the lower bowl, about 7 rows off the floor.
Mike, the suite is littered with TVs, but when you go to your seat, right, you can see the game perfectly. That's what you're saying.
But if
the
you
suite
go
is
inside,
below. Right, you're not
it shows you exactly what you'd be
Correct.
watching.
If you were sitting in your seat.
Yeah.
Not a TV angle.
Yes.
If you were sitting in your seat and you could see the entire floor.
Amin Elhassan, that sounds crazy.
It is crazy. The Chase Center, it's right on the water.
Oh,
it
it's
is
beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
But what do you think of the argument of, because Stugotz is right in theory, the Warriors are not going anywhere this year.
Right.
You can only do harm to Steph Curry because he could get hurt here. Do the fans who pay this absurd amount for season tickets, do they have a right to just be like, we'd like to see our best player?
Here's the deal. One is, it's a broken hand. It wasn't like a ligament thing that he can re-injure, right? 2 is, that team is so terrible, he won't make a difference. They're not going to win enough games with him to make a difference. And 3, and part of that is because of the new format for the lottery. It's not the worst team gets the most ping pong balls. So worst 3 records all get the same amount of ping pong balls. So he'd have to make them win out of the bottom 3, which isn't going to happen.
All right, so just as it stands right now, and I understand what you're saying, and that's a great point because you figure it used to be worst team in the NBA had the most amount of ping pong balls, but you're right, it's changed, and now it's the worst 3 teams in the NBA. So they just have to finish in the bottom 3. Right now, they are the worst team in the NBA.
By
they are
far.
12-44. Timberwolves have 16 wins. Cavaliers have 14 wins. Hawks have 16 wins. What you're saying is even if Steph Curry comes back, he can't do enough to get them out of the bottom three, essentially. You're making the fans happy by bringing Steph back.
And you're making Steph happy, by the way.
Yeah, but it's still they're meaningless games, and Steph could still get injured. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you have a chance next year to come back. Healthy Steph, healthy Clay, healthy Draymond, Andrew Wiggins, lottery pick, and regardless of what happens next season, another lottery pick. I'm not so concerned about the pick. I'm concerned about Steph's hand, right?
But it's again, it was a broken bone, and it's healed, and he's perfectly healthy. And so he could get hurt at practice. He could get hurt at home. It's not really a good enough reason because it's not like he's going off of a reconstructed ACL or an Achilles or something that could rupture. It was a broken bone, and the bone's healed, so he's fine. And if he's fine to go, then it makes no sense to just keep him on the shelf, especially when he wants to play. That's a big part of it as well. Wow.
Nice.
Were you waiting for my drop at that point?
All right, so I got my Warriors question out of the way. Any other questions from the gallery here for Amin Elhassan?
What's going on with the Miami Heat?
There you go. I knew that was coming.
Fact, I don't want to hear that answer right now, Amin Elhassan.
Okay.
I want to hear it in the next segment.
Look, I don't dance now. I make money moves.
It's incredibly unfair that Mike can set himself up and he has a whole library of sound at his disposal and he can just hit it. I mean, it's an amazing thing you have going on there.
I want that to be my sound. You know how, like, Pablo gets the lute? I want that to be my sound for everything. Yes.
All right, we'll toss some more NBA coming up. I'm going to rip Major League Baseball.
I will, too.
I'm going to rip Stanford. Rob Manfred. You take that. Hunk of metal. Just leave it right there. Your Raycon earbuds start at about half the price of other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and they sound just as amazing. How do I know? They sent me a pair. Their latest model, the E25s, their best ones yet. I love them. Mike, didn't you get the E25s? The Raycons?
They're my favorite, yeah.
They're great, aren't they?
Yeah, they're amazing.
You asked me for the promo code. I remember you asked me.
Yeah. I did, and you were so nice to give that to me.
I remembered it. I don't retain anything, but I retain stuff from sponsors.
Attaboy.
I said the right to mine. BuyRaycon.com/Dan. E25s offer you 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and a more compact design for a comfortable noise-isolating fit. Raycon earbuds are stylish and discreet with no dangling wires or stems. Here's the deal. They are better than the earbuds I had before Raycon sent me the E25s. They are infinitely better. They sound better. They're easier to use. Here's the catch. They're half the price.
What?
Half the price. So they're better than the ones that I had now that shall remain nameless.
But they're
easier to use. They're more compact. They sound better in my ears.
Surely they're more expensive then.
They are half the price. Raycon was co-founded by Ray J. And celebrities like Snoop Dogg and J.R. Smith, they are obsessed with Raycon. And so am I. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/Dan. That's buyraycon.com/Dan.
Party in the city where the heat is on with the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
you missed any of the show, you can listen to all 3 hours of the Dan Le Batard Show, plus our Miami-only hour and our Best Of podcast on demand in the ESPN app. And subscribe to the Le Batard and Friends podcast network featuring South Beach Sessions, Stupidity, and Mystery Crate. Please rate and subscribe. New episodes are posted every week wherever you get your podcasts. Amin Elhassan, that's me, giving the Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Everything for less, only at Walmart.
All right, Kenny Chesney on Stupidity this week. I did that yesterday. Chris was surprised that it was so good. I set the bar that low. Mystery Crate is out today as well. What's on Mystery Crate,
We
guys?
have a health update for Greg Cotes.
Well, really? Because he was out Tuesday coming off the disco cruise. Mike sent him. He came in. Mike sent him home, right?
Really?
Yeah, I was a little scared.
Yeah.
I was a little scared.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm glad he's getting treatment. He's seeing the doctor this morning. Any update on that?
I just got an update, but I don't want to give it away.
Okay.
Oh,
Wait.
wow.
It's all the content business. He's fine.
HIPAA violation?
Okay, cool.
How was he fine, though? I mean, I just don't understand how he's fine.
Should I say what
how-
I learned through text?
No.
Because it kind of undercuts the whole podcast.
No, the podcast is a different update.
Right.
You're giving us an update. He'll be in next week.
All right. Yeah.
That's it.
He'll be
That's
back.
it.
He'll be in on
But
Tuesday.
if you want more details,
Okay.
which honestly was
Older
lacking,
details
was
now.
lacking in details.
Right.
He didn't fully describe what he was going through on Tuesday. I guess he was trying not to scare you.
How bad was it?
It
was bad enough for you to send him home, but
Mike sent him home.
Yeah, I got him an inhaler. It was bad. It was a lot of shortness of breath.
And he wanted to talk for 3 hours?
I thought he was he came in and it was so jarring. I thought he was kidding. I thought he was messing around.
Listen, last week he did not sound good, and we told him to go to take the week off, go to a doctor. What did he do? He went to a disco cruise.
With the drink package.
Imagine with the drink package. So imagine him coming, not feeling good to begin with, and then coming off the cruise, a disco cruise with a drink package, and that's when Mike saw him. I mean, the very next morning. But he's fine. He'll be here Tuesday.
He will.
Okay, that's good news. Mike, do
we also have an MLS preview on that one. So, hey, if you're thinking about getting an MLS, I'll give you a reason.
And the rest is a mystery.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. At
So
this
it's not
point,
a
the mystery is just it's different every week.
Right. So you're not even getting a fresh update on Greg's health.
Yeah. And reading the science behind podcast descriptions, perhaps the launch of actually totally surprising you was a bit off. Bit of a miscalculation on our part, but we recalibrated, and the Mystery Crate is fully a go in terms of descriptions. But Stupidity has one of the biggest music stars in the country.
Yeah, it's the biggest star, and that's what you get when you've arrived at a place where you're bigger than Oprah. Okay? I mean, and that's where I've arrived. I am bigger than Oprah. How about that?
That's an amazing guest.
Kenny Chesney was fantastic. He has a new single out today. He joined me yesterday, and he lit up the podcast. He's just a down to earth, nice guy who loves and consumes ESPN.
Yeah, he's
it's
a
crazy,
good dude, man.
Yeah.
Does he love this show?
He invited us out to the. He's got a concert in Palm Beach next week. If you guys want to go, he did. He invited me. He invited
When?
the crew. Thursday, I believe.
I'm in Los Angeles.
Thursday.
Sorry.
Next Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'll go.
Man, I wish
Yeah.
I could
It's up to
go.
Kenny.
I'm telling you, he invited us. Yes, he invited the show.
I wish I could go.
It's all right.
Somehow I feel like us is going to turn into just you.
I'll introduce you to all my Hollywood
Really?
friends.
Because
Yeah?
I want to go by myself. I mean, I don't even want to go. Period. I love Kenny, but I mean, I'll go if you
I'm
guys go.
jealous. I'd be all over this.
I know you would. Oh, I know you would. Chris, are you in?
100% in.
Billy in?
Yeah.
Roy?
Yeah, backstage in.
I haven't got. Listen, you know
Let
I'm
me
going to
know.
ask.
I'll
okay.
get back to you.
Okay. I'll let you know once I get back to you.
I'm surprised, Stugotz, after the story that he told on Stupidity, that you're not angling to get on stage and play an instrument.
I am. I'll get back to you guys. Roy, you in?
No.
Okay. Tony? Tony's in. I mean, you in?
I'm not.
Okay. Mike, do we have imaging for when we talk basketball with Amin?
We do, but we should probably get to it next segment.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
because
right.
the
We were
open
promoting
itself-
podcasts. Yeah.
the open itself is like 30 seconds long.
Yeah,
and it's already time to break. All
I
right.
realized we had no guests today.
It's just flown.
You just realized that? I realized it the second I sat down in this chair today.
Bienvenido a Miami on the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Thanks for being on with us. We appreciate it.
All right, I'm going to go in the attic and take care of the demons, Stugotz.
Yeah, they okay with
It's
you?
been like a year since the last title.
All right. How's everyone doing? How's Butch Hobson up there? Is he okay with the Red Sox
He's fine.
potentially cheating? I mean,
He's fine. Sugar Bear Hamilton's up there. Guy Lafleur. There's a lot of them up there. It's tough.
Well, be careful on your way to the attic. I mean, your breathing has me concerned.
I know. Hopefully I won't pass out.
See you later.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Guests on the Dan Le Batard Show appear by the Shell Pennzoil Performance line. And now, your Sports Center update. Benjamin Bafalco out of Staten Island, New York, has pled guilty for attempted sports bribery. Bafalco tried to bribe a college basketball player to fix a Division I game in 2018. Maximum penalty is 5 years in prison, but prosecutors recommended 6 months. The player and school have not been revealed. Marshawn Lynch had a small role in HBO's Westworld trailer, which premiered on Thursday. 54 seconds into the trailer, you can see him walking behind lead actor Aaron Paul, sporting a t-shirt that has the words, "Bored," illuminated on it. And finally, Reno 911's full cast is confirmed to return for a show revival. The old force is back together for Season 7 on Quibi. All right. The satisfying crunch of Nature Valley Crunchy Bars can keep your family going, which means more outside fun for you. And with whole grain oats and real delicious honey, it's really tasty too. Nature Valley Oats and Honey Crunchy Bars. For all the latest headlines and information, tune in to SportsCenter on ESPN Radio all throughout the day.
There are so many ways to consume entertainment these days. It's confusing. It's dizzying. My kids, my daughter's in bed the other day. I said, "What are you watching?" She said, "TikTok." I go, "What do you mean TikTok?"
Don't get me started on TikTok.
Well, go. I started.
All-Star Weekend, anytime you saw cameras and people surrounding someone and you look at who's that, and you didn't recognize who they were,
right?
TikTok.
Really?
That's all it is. And it's
so are they celebrities? Like,
I guess they got all the access. They were on the court. They were in media day. They were getting interviewed.
Right.
But my thing is this: how do we know this app is even going to be around in like 2 years? I feel like Instagram can just kill TikTok overnight. All they got to do is introduce like a little editing feature, and that's it.
Right.
So this idea that we're going to treat these people,
where they'll buy them,
we're going to roll out a red carpet for them. I mean, half of them are like 17, right? Like in 2 years, they might hate it.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just telling you, my daughters are constantly watching it, and they're watching it more than they're watching TV. Like, this is all they're watching. And so are they? I guess they're legit stars, right? Like, because the kids, right? They determine what's popular, and they're telling you TikTok's popular.
What's going to happen with what's in your throat right now? Is it out or in?
It just got swallowed.
Yep.
That's 2. I am full. I had 2 of those little sandwiches and a nice little slice of pizza. I feel great. I'm going to play some golf this afternoon. Thank you. Excuse me.
Sensitive, remember?
Yeah.
Mike, are you into TikTok? What is TikTok?
No, not
Can someone tell me what it is?
It's an app where there's videos that some people create, and then you're supposed to recreate them. I don't know. It's a little before my time as well.
Makes me miss Vine.
After my time. Yeah, you get what I meant.
You and I had a great Vine one day.
Oh, man.
Remember after the Heat won a title?
Good days.
Oh, those are the good old
You don't know
days.
this TikTok famous thing. Imagine working in a 6-second window. All right? Yeah. Imagine doing that.
I can't imagine that.
Imagine
no.
trying to be funny in a 6-second window.
Is this your?
It was a thing that happened.
Walking
Kids.
uphill both ways.
Back when I was on the social media app du jour, you had 6 seconds to tell a story.
We talked about this on my
You and
podcast.
I told our story about just hugging each other in a parking lot. It was sad.
We talked about this on my podcast, Black Opinions Matter. You can find it wherever podcasts are. And the big thing about TikTok, and specifically the people who they have anointed as celebrities, are these kids who are recreating dances from a culture that is not their own.
Yeah,
And
there's a TikTok dance.
it's a very Elvis Presley type situation where they are taking an art form or something from somewhere else and then presenting it as their own.
King of rock and roll. Do you guys think TikTok, do you agree with Amin that TikTok will no longer be around in 2 years, or that Instagram can make it go away like that?
Generally how these things go, although Snapchat has been around a lot longer than I thought it would be.
I mean,
I thought it would get totally nuked. To a degree, the numbers went down significantly once Instagram introduced IG stories.
Yeah, that was it. Like, they pushed a button. And if they try to buy them, they said no. Push the button, boom, here we are. The other thing about TikTok, by the way, Chinese company.
That's another reason where it's just like we did this with the aging app, which was hot for like 1 hot minute. When you start poking around, you're like, wait, who exactly am I giving my information to?
But everyone was up in arms 2-3 months ago. But how could this be? And how could the NBA? And now everyone loves TikTok. So
how often do you see people up in arms? Yeah.
That's all the time.
Like when they're upset about something, it's like, come on, man.
I thought up in arms means like they're grabbing guns and like they're taking it to the streets.
No, they're outraged.
No, really? Is that
no,
what?
that's
Yeah, up in arms.
Dark with it.
Major League Baseball's up in arms.
No, not like no. You know what I mean? Like the townsfolk.
Mike, do we have imaging for when we want to ask Amin basketball questions?
Time to talk basketball. Amin knows basketball. He'll teach you basketball. Expert in basketball.
All right, we left off. I had asked a couple of questions of you earlier. Mike had a Miami Heat question. We're headed into a big weekend down here in Miami. Big tributes to Dwyane Wade. His jersey gets retired tomorrow night. So this is a big weekend down here for us. Mike has some questions.
The Miami Heat have been 500 since January 1st. A lot of the road woes that we laugh at the Philadelphia 76ers are plaguing the Miami Heat. What do you make of the Miami Heat being a 500 team since 2020?
I think every team goes through these lulls throughout the season, other than the Bucks, who just seem to be steamrolling everybody. I think a lot of it also is Miami started, remember, shooting lights out from three. That three-point shooting is, while still elite, has come down to earth a little bit. And now, obviously, you have some changes, some new faces, so there's going to be an adjustment period. But overall, I would feel confident as a team that's competitive in that conference.
Why is every person that becomes available and has the Lakers and Clippers interested end up favoring the Clippers?
Are they trying to tell us something? That's a good question, actually. These are all sprinting to Kawhi Leonard, not LeBron James.
I mean, Reggie Jackson's the only guy that we can say legitimately.
I mean, Darren Collison decided, I'm just going to retire instead of going to the Lakers.
Darren Collison, as I understand it, there's a lot more to the story beyond which team I'm going to play for.
Well, then why did he take the courtside seats with the bus?
I mean, why not? You know?
Eddie play.
Seriously.
You know what? Best answer I've heard.
Yep. I mean, you tell someone you're going to come back, they give you courtside seats, you sit next to the owner, you watch LeBron for a night, and then you tell them you're not coming back.
It's like a timeshare.
Which I thought of it.
Like, you got to sit through the...
Do you have a picture of you and J. Cole hung up in your house somewhere?
No.
How does it feel like every sneaker account on Instagram, whenever they talk about J. Cole signing a deal with Puma, goes to your photo at the Knicks game?
It's weird because, first of all, I gained like 7 million followers overnight. Or not 7 million, but I gained a lot of followers overnight just off of that picture. And then I get all these alerts from people adding me saying, you guys need to tag Amin Elhassan, which is weird. Also, the picture isn't flattering. I kind of have this confused look on my face. So, yeah.
Millions of followers?
A lot of followers. How about that? Not millions.
What's the J and J. Cole stand for? I'm sure that you just call him.
It's actually just Juan. It's Juan. Yeah, he's Juan Cole.
What are we going to do if the Jazz win the title?
As a company?
Just in general.
Because we carry the NBA Finals?
As a species.
I mean, the Jazz are a really good team. Like, what happens if they win the title?
I mean, it could happen. I think this year.
I know.
This year, we had a question on Highly Questionable yesterday about how do you feel about Duke's chances in the tournament because they lost that big game against NC State. And I said, I feel about college basketball the same way I feel about the NBA. I have no idea who's going to win. I have zero idea.
Nick Nurse. Best coach in the NBA?
He's up there. What they're doing is something that doesn't really get done a whole lot, which is switching their defensive coverages from game to game. Most teams have one basic kind of defensive set of principles that they adhere to throughout the regular season. Then when you get to the playoffs, now we can start adjusting for matchups and things like that. The Raptors are doing it night by night during the regular season, which is pretty insane from a coaching staff standpoint, but also pretty insane for the players to be able to execute it. They do a great job of it. It's not like they're sloppy at it. So, no, Nick Nurse is my front runner for Coach of the Year right now.
Names that connote jobs. Nick Nurse. Daquan Cook.
Oh.
David Justice.
Dusty Baker.
Wait.
Aaron Judge.
David's occupation is justice?
Chief Justice.
Bit of a reach.
But it works.
Travis Outlaw.
Oh!
I don't dance now. I make money moves.
Outlaw's an occupation?
It's a lifestyle.
I mean, it is an occupation. What does he do? He's an outlaw. I heard you, Tony.
Now I'm playing this game, and I don't want to get away from this game. Athletes that connote jobs.
Ron Baker.
Well, I feel like we filled the Baker category.
I wasn't listening.
He was helping you.
But the Bakers have been filled, right? I mean, Paul, I was going to say.
Goldsmith?
Goldschmidt's.
Oh.
Goldsmith.
It's Jonathan Goldsmith, though.
There you go. I never said what the first name was, so.
Yeah.
Athletes that connote jobs.
Adam Silver.
What?
Now you're doing people that connote medals. I mean,
Yeah.
Ruby D.
Paul Goldschmidt actually works for this game.
Ari Gold.
Ari Gold.
XFL quarterback for the Seattle Dragons, Brandon Silvers.
Oh, wow.
Cameron Dollar.
Amari Copper.
Cash Warren. Wow. I don't know what happened there.
I love stats. I get goosebumps just thinking about QBRs and true shooting percentages. I do. But one stat you need to know is your car battery's charged. You need to know it. Advanced Auto Parts will test your battery for free, and if it's low, they'll install a new one for you with purchase, and you can save 20% when you buy online by entering the code DAN20. Then you can get back to pouring over every stat from your favorite sport.
Deion Waiters.
Excellent. Think ahead. Think advance. Donald Driver.
Todd Bowles.
Oh, wow.
It's a bowler.
Pro bowler.
Yeah. What does Todd do? Todd Bowles.
Lonzo Ball.
Think ahead, think advance. Only in Advance Auto Parts.
305 till I died on the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Oh, wow.
Lawrence Taylor.
Oh, I like it.
Jordan Farmar is a stretch, right?
But there was a Tony Farmer.
Nate Solder.
Matt Painter.
Thon Maker.
Maker of thawns.
Chuck Foreman. Feel pretty good about that one.
Magic Johnson.
Jake Plummer.
You know what? Jake Plummer. You're Corey Brewer.
You did that one already.
No, I did not. I did a different Brewer. Oh, my gosh. All right, let's close out the week with the club. By the way, all the sounds you'll hear in the club are our sounds of the day, sounds of the week, brought to you by My Computer Career Training for a Better Life. The club is an assortment of sounds from this past week. We close out the week with it every single week here on the Batard Show. Mike, let's open up the club. What do you got? What do you got? What's making you laugh?
Secretariat.
Billy, what are you looking at? Why are you shaking your head?
God, that was bad.
Derek Fisher.
They're not getting better.
Oh, Fisher was
He thought he had the game won with Secretariat. He did. He thought it was over. He thought he was ending the game.
Brett Gardner.
That's pretty good. Farmar, no?
Still my favorite. Low key my favorite.
Bernard King.
Oh!
Karl Malone.
The mailman.
Chris Moneymaker.
Oh, yeah.
I want to play this forever. All right, let's open up the club, Mike. Who is the, what's the first sound in the club today?
Jim Zorn.
Of course it is. Jim Zorn. Who's he coaching for? Zorny?
Seattle Dragons.
That's right. Why would he be coaching anywhere else?
Seattle legend?
Seahawk legend.
Jim Zorn.
Who's next in the club?
I feel like every single guy over there needs a beating.
Oh. Someone about the Astros. That's all I know.
Who was it? I forgot to tell baseball to shut up. Oh,
Mike
that was
Trout?
Trout. Yeah. You know what? We never heard from Mike Trout. Not Mike Trout?
I feel like every single guy over there needs a beating.
That is Nick Markakis. A beating. Let's hear from Trout. Do we have Trout? I mean, listen, we didn't know what Mike Trout sounded like. Now we know he sounds like a baby. Who's next in the club?
I didn't think Markakis talked too much. Well, maybe he had his Wheaties.
Ooh.
Was that Mike Trout?
That definitely, too much bass in that voice.
I didn't think Markakis talked too much. Well, maybe he had his Wheaties.
Stugotz, your guess.
He said it was chest.
Bagwell.
I didn't think Markakis talked too much. Well, maybe he had his Wheaties.
Give you a hint. It's also an occupation.
You really don't know?
No, do you?
Of course.
Can we hear it again?
You need to hear it again? Okay.
I didn't think Markakis talked too much. Well, maybe he had his Wheaties.
In a sentence.
Dusty Baker.
Ah, that's right. They fed him to the wolves.
Kendrick Nunn.
Me going up to the plate knowing what's coming would be pretty fun up there.
Poor Dusty.
Chris Archer.
Oh, wow. Excellent. Proud of you. Who's next in the club, Mike?
UK making a run at the end of the season. That's an important conversation, and I'm glad we're having it.
I don't know his name. He's a local. Does he do sports?
That was Mike Trout.
That's occupation.
Eric Bieniemy drops out of the Colorado job search. How about that? Doesn't want to be head coach?
Sports.
All right.
Murray Becker, the steal, and the layup. Murray!
Also, Mike Trout.
Malik Williams, rim, collision course.
Trouty again.
Here's Trace Jackson Davis. He says, welcome to the Music Dome.
This guy put everyone to shame. He really did. Sedano, Izzy, should all be ashamed.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Randall Parmalee.
Hey, Randall.
Randall who?
W-E
Parmalade?
Parms.
H-T in Evansville, Indiana. Thank you for your service.
At no point in time did I feel like we were going to be successful out there. Worst game I've ever been a part of.
It's a quarterback of Kevin Gilbride's New York Guardians.
Hope you enjoyed the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
World Star.
Jim Zorn.